Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Hey, give it all praise to my Heavenly Father. His name is Yahweh by Yeshua, Yahweh Shai by Yeshua Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders everywhere, and peace and many salutations to Yakim that's toiling in his truth. Just wanted to come with a sit down. Uh, this based on a couple of things a couple of videos I've seen. You have a number of Americans that's preferring to have children, pets over children, uh, and the homeless rate for young women is increasing, and there's a substantial amount of women, of so-called black women, that have been fired out of the public section sector of the economy, man. And this shows you that the times that we're living in, the times that we're living in, and uncertainty is going to increase. Uh, Mental illnesses are going to increase. You know, dang on, homelessness is going to increase. Crime is going to increase. You know what I'm saying? And people are going to do what it takes, for them to make ends meet. And a lot of these women, they gonna go to that old profession. You know what I'm saying? Back flapping. You know what I'm saying? So we're seeing what we've been preaching about for years, come into fruition, man. But I wanted to start off with this particular one right here. Um, the growing number of Americans that's preferring to have pets over children, and it shows you, how destroyed this place, Babylon the Great, has become, man. You know what I'm saying? This really is a phenomenon that you see in so-called developed countries, to where people prefer not to have children because it costs too much. And also, it's a society that emphasizes individualism. So people rather find themselves and be confused about their sexuality, than to, do, basically procreate, which is what sex is ultimately for. It's between man and woman. But Esau Edom has made everything so ridiculously high. People are scared to have sex. Well, not necessarily have sex, but to procreate, man. All right. This man has totally confused the whole earth, you know, and says, well, this is what a developed country looks like. You know, the birth rate is supposed to go down because people are getting smarter, and people aren't getting smarter. They're getting dumber and fatter in these so-called developed countries, man. Okay. So let me play this for you guys. All right.
A growing number of young Americans are choosing to have pets over children.
Hey, baby, you slept the day away.
They're my family. They're my children.
As the fertility rate in the U.S. in 2024 hit a record low amid fears of economic instability, some Americans are stepping outside the box with their family makeup.
My mom calls my dogs her grandchildren.
Raven McGregor, who lives in Atlanta, runs a popular Instagram page with her two bulldogs, Sunny and Zoe.
They are a part of the family, and we don't look at it as if they are pets. They are truly like little kids with four legs.
For her, there is no difference between a furry kid and a human one. And she's not alone. 43% of Americans say they prefer to have a pet as their kid over human children. According to
43% of Americans say they prefer to have a pet as a child over human children. That's a lot of people, man. Okay, and it shows you that, hey, man, people are scared to procreate here, man, because it's too damn high. Right? People in their spirit knows that this place, is at its end. Okay.
to a recent Harris poll.
It was simple math right now. I'm already stretched thin. So adding that burden is a barrier for me.
On TikTok, West Virginia native Sarah Morris showcases life her fiance and their two cats, Sunday and Banana. But she says even the finite number of brand partnerships she gets in addition to her 9-to-5 as a flight attendant leaves little left over.
When people feel secure, they make long-term plans. When times of instability, they have to adapt. And adapting for us right now looks like shifting what the meaning of family looks like.
She's not happy. She's putting on that face. You can tell she's not happy. You know, it's just time. It's just the times that we're living in. This is Luke 21 and 25, and there should be signs in the sun, and the moon, and the stars, and in the stars. Right. Let's read this again. And there should be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. And you look at this word distress, I believe it's Scasneo. I'm gonna get it for you guys. And we'll go to the root word, right? School naso. Let's see.
Strong's G 4912. Sunecho.
Sunecho. And I'm gonna jump down. It says definition 2C of a cattle squeeze that pushing in on each side, forcing the beast into a position where it cannot move so the farmer can administer medication, right? So people are being squeezed. It's a constant squeeze on people to where they can't procreate. They can't do what humans are supposed to do. They're supposed to be procreating, right? But Esau even has made everything so damn expensive. You know, and ultimately he's doing it because, you know, he's about to usher in, you know, that the 666, right? That Sky Sigma, right? Well, people are about to be pricked, you know, with the you know, with what we've been preaching about with the sea hip. And you people out there who scoffed against that, you know, you have places like Washington State under the Congresswoman Breonna Taylor. You know, she's passing the HB 2303 that will prohibit employers making it mandatory that employees get micro C hipped. And you can look it up for yourself. I actually spoke on this on my last sit down that I did, which was yesterday. Okay. And a part of, you know, inducing, if you will, people to get that C hip, what's going to happen? Well, the economy has to crash right before your eyes. This is what we see going on, man. Okay. And within that, guess what? People's hearts are failing them. People are losing their damn mind. Okay. To call a damn beast a fur baby, you know, your baby, you bugged out your mind. It's just a pet. But they're trying to get that feeling of, you know, of having a child. You know what I'm saying? You can blame this on Esau Edom. But back to it. Luke 21 and 25, and there should be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, man's hearts failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of earth shall be shaken. So the people are looking throughout, and they're They know eternally that, man, this place is over. I can't bring a child into this world. I can't. I simply can't afford it. I'm strapped already. I'm strapped already. Right. So they're giving up their aspiration to be parents, and they're basically adopting animals, fucking beasts, as their children. Okay. This shows you this is a reflection of the times that we're living in. I thought that was just very interesting. Now let's go to the next one. Okay, let's go to the next one. Um, this is a clip that I got of a couple of these women out here. You know, that are that are homeless. Homelessness and young women are. This is not. This is not just a court right here. This is according to stats provided by AI. Okay, which gives you a summary of different news outlets. We can type that in now. Okay, homelessness increasing. Right, out of 10,000 people in the United States, uh, 20 are homeless, with 38% identified as women. This is a 12.1 increase in homelessness amongst women since 2022. So there's been a 12% increase of women that are in homeless. And this is not even bringing out, you know, these various females out here that are living in their cars, living with other people, you know what I'm saying? Living in shelters. I know someone that's very close to in my immediate family, homeless. You know what I'm saying? And this is something that's increasing, you know, for numerous reasons. It's getting tight out here, so people ain't taking the bullshit when I do women. Okay, let me play this for you guys, man. Let me play this for you guys. Okay.
Just can't. I cannot. Haven't had a shower in 2 weeks. I can't do this. I'm homeless and pregnant. And he made sure of that. And guess what? That's okay.
Homeless and pregnant.
I'm not gonna be down for long. I'm not gonna be down forever. I'm not gonna keep crying. I'm not gonna keep being sad. Look, I got all my shit right here. All my shit is right here. I'm sitting here. I'm waiting on an Uber. I'm gonna go to the Greyhound. I'm gonna go to a whole different city and I'm gonna start over.
First of all, look how young you are. Why are you not still living at home with your parents?
What other choice do I have? I'm pregnant. I don't have no family out here. No family. Just him.
Screwing.
Just him. If this is a young girl, if you're a young girl and you're watching this, don't never let a man get control of you to the point where you end up pregnant and homeless. What the fuck? And the way I got pregnant, I mean, I guess like, I know like, damn, I let him trap me, right? But shit, I didn't know he was gonna leave me and abandon me.
No, I really thought.
And it's probably more to that story. You could tell she's a piece of shit, right? And even if she's not telling even if she is telling the truth, man, people ain't pulling up with that bullshit, man. You know, a man would rather be by himself than deal with a woman. You know what I'm saying? That's a headache, and that's scripturally speaking. Okay. This is a Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 25:16. I had rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked woman. And you could tell by her countenance she was wicked. She did some foul shit that got her ass kicked out. You could tell how she's talking. You know what I'm saying? Right? Verse 13, the wickedness of a woman changes her heart, her face, and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth. Her husband should sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly. So she did something wicked, putting this man through hell, and she got her ass kicked out. And there's a lot of women that's gonna happen to. A lot of these women out here, a lot of these women, they don't even know who the father is. Their children out here getting pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Sleeping on their grandma's couch and they're getting their ass kicked out. So I'm like, yeah, you had two other kids. You pregnant again. You got to get out of my house, right? Women, hey, people ain't putting up with these women out here, bro. Because they're not good people, all right?
The young girls were making better decisions about getting pregnant, but I guess not. This woman says 19 years old, homeless kid took in. Y'all are looking older and older. 19.
People like to talk about the shelter and say you homeless.
Not a 19-year-old child taken away from him from CPS, right? And she probably into all types of stuff. Okay?
You ain't got no home, but I do have a home. I have a studio. I pay $3 something a month. I don't pay no lights, water, gas. I don't pay nothing but that $3 something. But I found me a new place and I'm gonna sign my lease tomorrow.
I hope you don't have any children.
They will pay my first month rent deposit. The people where I'm at now, they'll pay your rent up to 3 months. They're gonna pay half of my rent, which is cool.
Since this current administration is not being too.
She's in a transitional home. That's what she's talking about. The studio she's talking about is probably a shared room. Okay. And there's a need for transitional homes, around the US, in particular that cater to women, because a lot of people don't want to deal with women because again they're headaches, man. They're very, very prideful, and that pride is causing a lot of them to be, basically homeless. Okay, right? People ain't dealing with it. People ain't dealing with that pride anymore. Okay. Now this is Amos 4:1, and I'll read this in the NLT. Amos 4:1 in NLT. Listen to me, you fat cows. Hebrew says, you cows of Bashan, right? Living in Samaria, you women who oppress the poor and crush the needy, and who are always calling to your husbands, bring us another drink, swagged up, talking to your man crazy. Okay? No decorum, no sense of being shamefaced. The Most High is sending judgment upon you. Right? Let's read this. Let's read this one in NLT, this verse in NLT also. All right. Amos 4:2. The sovereign Yahweh by Yeshua Yahushua has sworn this by his holiness. The time will come when you will be led away with hooks in your noses. Every last one of you will be dragged away like a fish on a hook. Now, this is talking about, when the Assyrians overtook Samaria, right? And there's some accounts that, the northern tribe was actually taken into captivity in Assyria, butt naked, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, this is going to happen again. This homelessness is steady increasing. I hear recently, I did a sit down, and also you could find this on the various news outlets that they're building, detention camps for ICE detainees. But you better believe that they'll be building, more housings for homeless people too, man. This whole ICE situation is just a start. It's just a start. Okay. Right? A lot of people, and it's gonna be a lot of these women with your kids, you're gonna be in these detention centers, man. You're gonna be in these homeless detention centers or shelters or whatever you want to call them. right? The big ass warehouse. It's going that way. Okay. Right. For your insolence, for your disobedience, chiefly because a lot of you women, you refuse to obey your Adawan, your husband, right? Right here it says in NLT, uh it says your husband. But if you look this up in a KJV, this here in the KJV, when it says, hear this word, ye kind of Bashan, that are in the mountain of Samaria, who oppress the poor, who crush the needy, who say to their masters, bring, let us drink. That word master, when you look it up, right, that's actually talking about, you know, your husband. Okay. Right. Let's go down. See that refers to man, husband. You're gonna have a lot of women out there. You're not listening to your husband, right? You're gonna try to do your own thing, try to bounce back. You're gonna try to go back to school and get a degree, and you're gonna try to get a new attitude. You know, pat your weed, girl. Mm-hmm. Nah, the most I can put your black ass into slavery in these concentration camps, right where you belong, ho. You and them badass kids, because you didn't want to obey the order that was given unto man. It's a man first, then a woman, then the children, right? And a lot of you, even if you do follow that order, guess what? You don't worship Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, so you're gonna be taken over, man. Okay, you're gonna be destroyed. All right. Let's go back to this. Let's get some more out of this.
Friendly with giving out Section 8. Looks like y'all have turned instead to the shelter.
Whenever I hear people saying, well, why don't they just go and like get a job? Do you know how hard it is to get a job when you have no ID? Well, then, Zahara, they need to go get an ID. You have to have a residency to get an ID. You have to have a home to get an ID. Well, then why don't they just get a P.O. box? Because not all places accept a P.O. box, because that is not a residence.
But somehow you're paying your phone bill. So I guess the answer is keep coming on the internet and explaining to us how expensive it is to be homeless.
Honestly, I mean, at this point, it's like when you're homeless, you might as well just move anywhere that you can, because you don't really have a home, clearly.
Wait a minute, you're homeless? You got all this makeup, eyelashes?
She said he ain't even catch the clue. You know, she about to go to the oldest profession in the world, if you get my drift. Cause she body, all right?
And your hair is done? What?
I mean, nobody really cares, so it's like, why not see the world? Why not travel? Why not see more beautiful things and more beautiful people?
Travel?
I mean, I don't have nothing holding me back, and especially because I don't have a home, I don't have kids. I mean,
she talking about traveling. She talking about getting with either a group of girls or getting with somebody who's going to provide somewhere where she can, you know, flat back, if you get my drift. That's what she on. You know what I'm saying?
what really is holding me back?
Since I've been living in my car, it's been one of the most degrading, humiliating, and embarrassing things I've ever had to do.
How do y'all have the money for this hair? Somebody, come on, please tell me, how much does this hairstyle cost?
I've always handled my business. I've always taken care of my daughter and busted my butt to make sure I would never, ever, ever be in this position.
I'm kind of embarrassed to go to a homeless shelter and tell them, like, I need help. I don't have a home.
We're being put out. We had a random incident that I still don't even know what happened, to be
How
honest.
many kids do you have?
here we are. We're getting put out. We gotta leave. We're being forced to leave. Me and my 3 kids.
Yeah, badass kids doing bad shit, and she got kicked out. That's what happened. Okay.
With no vehicle and with nowhere to go, we're gonna have to pack up our stuff only enough for what we could carry.
Okay, so who can me, my siblings, and my niece come live with? Cause we about to get evicted on the 1st.
Wait, you want somebody to open their private doors for you?
Real bad. And I got 4 kids up over here.
Amina here. I'm here with my mom.
Hi.
Show your hand. To tell the full story of how we ended up here.
At least you look happy. Got a wig? What is that?
Okay.
I'm going to assume she's an adult. This is interesting, folks. We got adult women and their mamas, both homeless, living in the same car.
And just because I'm homeless and I literally got kicked out of the shelter just yesterday, that does not give you the right to DM me talking about where you at. You could come stay with me just so you can have some house. Don't not try to prey on my situation to gain any type of benefit. I'm not stupid. I'm not done. If you want to donate, you could donate.
Now, I don't know how many people are going to actually donate, but I'm proud of you, sis. I hope you don't give in.
Yo, I'm not on here looking for money or nothing like that. And I'm going to try my best not to cry. But I am getting ready to relocate to Chicago. I have no money, no income. I currently live in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Classes are those.
I just need to know some places in Chicago that will help people that, you know, have no income and whatever. I have a CDL, so I applied for CTA, the transportation company down there. Y'all literally have no one, right? As y'all seen from my previous post, I'm pregnant, and this is one of the reasons why I'm letting it go. I just have no family and, you know, nobody to fall back on when you need them. 25 years old, I'm trying. I'm doing it by myself.
Wait, are y'all going and moving them in and getting kicked out, or y'all staying with somebody else and then end up getting pregnant by some random guy and then get kicked out? How are you getting pregnant and then getting kicked out, ended up homeless?
This is why I'm not bringing a child into this world, because my child will have nobody but me, you know? So I just need some help, some resources.
Gonna get rid of the baby.
At this point, I'm just getting ready to step out on faith if I got to sleep in my car.
And I wish y'all stop telling people that's less fortunate, oh, just go to a shelter. Oh, go get a program. Oh, go get a...
Hurt. We notice a lot of these women are saying the same thing. They can't find a job, man. They can't find a job. All right. And that's only going to increase. In fact, that leads me to my next clip that I have for you guys.
Now, we're staggering numbers have been released surrounding Black women in the labor force. A new report shows more than 300,000 Black women have left the workforce in just the last several months. That's according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Joining me now is gender economist Katika Roy to break this all down and why they're leaving. Katika, thank you so much for being with us.
I thought it was going to be a sister with that name. Turns out it was her. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit.
You recently wrote an article where you say that this isn't happening by accident. Why do you think it is happening?
This is happening because of cuts to public sector positions. So if you look at the federal labor force, Black women make up just over 12% of the federal labor force. It's about double their representation in the labor force overall. And when you have targeted cuts up to 50% in organizations such as the Department of Education and HHS, you're not just trimming the fat, you're actually cutting the economic backbone for Black women.
Wow.
Right. So these traditionally, jobs that Black women have, they're being cut by the government. Okay. All right. And we've been telling y'all this was going to happen. We've been telling y'all this was going to happen, man. You know, Isaiah 32:9, rise up, ye women that are at ease, hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. For many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the ventures shall fail, the gathering shall not come. The economy is taken right before our eyes. And these women are suffering because of it. And it's only going to increase. Okay? Right? Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bear, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. And this is what's happening. These women, guess what? They ain't going out and winning the bop anymore. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no more clubbing anymore, right? They're girding themselves up with sackcloth. Okay, these women are they are in trouble. Shah Shah Nun Shah Shah Na Nawa Shah Nun Shah Nun. At ease, quiet, secure, at ease, careless, wanton, arrogant. Let's look at this word, wanton, man. Search. Of cruel or violent action, deliberate and unprovoked, right? Malicious, this mean-spirited, you know what I'm saying? Very unpleasant to be around, bro. Arrogant, right? Swagged up, okay? Having or revealing an exaggerated sense of one's own importance or ability. You know what I'm saying? These women just think that they just can do anything and say anything, just all about themselves and bigging up themselves. Well, they supposed to be brought low. It's happening right before our eyes. Security, pride, arrogance, one at ease, arrogance, right? This arrogance that these women have exhibited is being brought low right before our eyes, I can. All right. At ease, the arrogant, you know what I'm saying? The wanton, think they could say and do anything to men, especially so-called black women against so-called black men, which are Judites, the head tribe. There's absolutely no respect. Hey man, you go to some places, man, these women nowadays, they'll walk right through you. They don't say excuse me, nothing. They expect for you to move. Like they over you, bro. Totally backwards. That shit supposed to come to an end right there, man. You weren't supposed to be brought low. Telling you. Right? They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Upon the land of my people shall come thorns and briars. When you are planting, when something, and thorns and briars take it over, it's gonna choke out the various plant that you're trying to grow. Like back in the day, we used to have on my granddad's farm, we used to have like blackberries and stuff like that. And it was an orchard out there, but there was eventually the orchard was taken over by what I'm saying, basically what it's going into, thorns and briars. Back in the day, you used to be able to go and you'll pick some, you be able to pick some blackberries, some nice juicy ones too. But eventually, throughout the years, those thorns and briars took over the blackberries to where that old orchard was swallowed up. You know what I'm saying? It didn't bear any fruit, right? And this is what's happening to the economy now. Okay. All right. So the Most High is making it to where this place is being dried up, and you women are gonna be affected by this, man. We've been telling y'all for years that this was gonna happen. But you laughed, you scoffed. You know what I'm saying? Called the apostles, the bishops on down bums, tried to fight some of us. So hey, you're gonna get what you're looking for, man. You're gonna get what you're looking for. Okay. Verse 14, because the places shall be forgotten, the multitude of the cities shall be left, The forts and towers shall be for dens forever, a joy of wild asses, a pasture of flocks, right? So the Most High, is going to bring this place down, because the palaces shall be forgotten. We could use that for places that, Jake likes to go to buy certain things. So a lot of stores are closing down, man, because they can't, keep up with the expenses, right? A lot of these people, you think you're gonna just bounce back and get a job, it's not happening, bro. Unemployment about to increase on a very substantial level. Okay, all right. Hey, and Kahala Yahweh Shimi Hawashah. Okay.
And so, what are some of the spillover effects from all of this?
Well, one of the things that we know is that there is a connection between women's labor force participation and GDP. So just Black women's labor force participation has dropped by just over 2% in the last 3 months. And that has sucked over $37 billion out of US GDP. So this is the economic cost of gender policy ignorance.
This is really fascinating, because do you think that most people are unaware of the actual impacts?
So when we often think about women's issues or Black women's issues, we think of it as an over there problem. It's not. It's an everybody problem. When more jobs and more income for everyone. So we know, for instance, overall, that for every 1 percentage point that women leave the labor force, there's a $146 billion hit to GDP.
Oh my gosh. And so we've talked about the consequences, but is there an upside to all of this? Are we seeing women pivoting to entrepreneurship as they're leaving the workforce? What then are they doing?
That's a great question. And the truth is, we don't know where all of the 300,000 Black women that have actually been pushed out of the labor force have gone. We know that some of them have gone into entrepreneurship, which is not only because of luxury, but it's actually because of survival. And this is really a testament to their resilience, but it also shows the rigidity in our traditional employment systems.
Are there any other groups that we are seeing largely impacted in this way in the labor workforce?
Not to this extent. So I track all of the data, as you can imagine, month over month by gender and race and ethnicity. And I started to see this trend about 3 months ago with this really precipitous drop in Black women out of the labor force. And this is a huge hit. And
so Black women are getting hit the most with these various policies and things of that nature that this administration is coming out with to cut the public sector. You know what I'm saying? They're getting hit the most. And hey, that's prophetic. We've been saying that this was gonna happen. All right, and it's happening right before our eyes. All right, it's happening right before our eyes, brothers. These women are in straits, and it's only going to increase. That's why we know Isaiah 4:1 is going to happen. Okay. Isaiah 3:6. Moreover, Yahweh saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes. We just read how, that word wanton could be synonymous with that ease, just swagged up, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. Therefore, the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of daughters of Zion, and Yahweh will discover the secret parts. Right, so He's gonna expose their bald heads, and He's gonna discover their secret parts. Right, in that day, the Lord will take away the bravery of the tickling ornaments about their feet, and their cows and their round tires like the moon. all that makeup and wigs and all that. The Most High to take all that away from me, bro. The chains and the bracelets and the mufflers and the bonnets, the fucking bonnets. The Most High to take that shit away, man. And the ornaments of the legs and the headbands, and the tablets and the earrings, the ring and the nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel, all these outfits, these female or wimples, any crispy pins, any glasses, any fine linen, any hood, and the veils. Guess what? The Most High is to take all this away from me. All the nice clothes that you got, right? And it should come to pass that instead of a sweet smell, that should be stink, right? And instead of a girdle, a rent, instead of well set hair, baldness, and instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty, right? So the Most High is going to have you out there bad. He's going to have you out there bad, bro. He's going to have you looking bad, right? When you take away your job, you're not going to be able to take care of yourself. It's not going to be nothing nice. Okay? It's not going to be nice. The Most High is going to judge a lot of these women, man, because you ain't worth shit. Okay? And it's going to be a beautiful day, man. It's going to be a beautiful day to see these women just out on the street begging. Because, hey, man, you've dealt with the man of the Lord very properly, and you dealt with the Lord, more importantly, very properly, man. So judgment is going to ensue on you women. Okay? Judgment is going to ensue on you women, man. Okay? And it's right around the corner. Right around the corner. All right? So, with that being said, pray it was edifying for you guys. Give all praise to my Heavenly Father's name is Yahweh, by Yeshua Yahushua, by Yeshua Kodash, that honors to the apostles and elders everywhere. And salutations, y'all, toward in the truth. Shalom.